Welcome back to another episode of Three Girls, One Office with myself, Dee, and Steph. We are tackling life's ups, downs, and all arounds. For goodness sakes, guys, someone's got to do it.
Yeah.
And we're doing it here live in the Westchester studios. And if you've ever thought about doing a podcast, this is the place to be. We are super excited about today's show and today's guest. She is kicking off our little mini series of entrepreneurs and businesses in Westchester. Steph, let's dive in.
All right. Well, when I say the name of today's guest, I think most people are going to know her because she's the mom of Westchester, the famous mom of Westchester. But we have today not only a TV and movie personality, cookbook author, business owner, mom, grandmom, all the important things.
She's doing it all.
Yes, and we are so honored that you would be sitting at our table, and we have April Margera here today.
Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
We are so
Welcome.
thrilled
I'm
to have
excited.
you. I know you have so many little nuggets of information and knowledge
Good,
to
bad,
share.
and
with us.
indifferent.
Yes. So how are you doing?
I'm doing good. Thank you.
How's life going?
Life is so busy, and I thought like at 70 I would be like
On a
chilling
beach?
out. Yeah. And
Drinking a frozen drink.
Phil's like, when are you going to retire? I'm like, I
Yeah.
think I'll just keep going.
Oh, good. Well, we're glad you're going.
So thanks.
So tell us, okay, I think everyone probably mostly knows you from being on TV.
Mm-hmm.
And God bless you. I always said when I would watch on TV, I'm a boy mom too, these boys
Yeah.
in your house,
Yeah.
just pranking you, torturing you, all that. That had to be, did you ever get a good night's sleep? Did you live in
I mean,
fear?
I have, but I know when we knew we were filming certain things, especially more Jackass than anything.
sure.
Yeah.
It was just awful because after maybe the first season and like especially the first movie, I realized that they're telling us they're coming into town in February, and why they come to Pennsylvania in February, I don't know.
Oh, I know.
And
it's
it's like,
not our best time, right?
They're already here.
Yeah.
I found that out. They're already here. We're coming February 17th. I'm like, yeah, it's January. You're already here.
Yeah, you started to know the tricks of the trade there.
They're in your
Yeah.
bedroom on a January evening.
A couple shows and movies down. Yeah, I got the, yeah.
When I tell you the
really-
laughter you've provided me in my life. Oh, and what you've
Oh, man. I'm telling you. People always say to me, it's like, that stuff was all like fake, right? I wish I could tell you that
it didn't look fake to me.
No.
It didn't look fake to me.
It was 100% not. And it was half the stuff that was done you didn't even see.
Oh, really? So you've got
Oh.
blooper reels beyond.
Man. I have stuff that wasn't even ever filmed that like just Bam did to us. you
Okay.
know? I mean, he's been doing it forever, and
That's so funny.
I think the last thing he did, we had gotten a new car, well, several years ago, and he's like, "Oh, a Chevy," and I'm like, "Yeah, we don't need all that high tech stuff."
Yeah.
I said, "You get these ridiculous cars, and just to replace a gas tank is like a gas cap that somebody stole one time on his
Yeah.
Lamborghini, $850."
Oh, you're like, no.
I'm like,
That's
are you
wild.
paying my whole car cost that? So he took a giant canister this big of purple sparkles and put them in the vents, the air vents.
Stop it.
Oh.
In the car or in the house?
No, in the car
Can
vents.
So
I
when you
ask,
go-
do you laugh or do you cry?
You kill.
Or scream.
No, the first time we turned the car on and like we turned the air on, I mean, it was just, we were blasted with purple sparkles and we couldn't even go where
you
we were
can't
going.
clean that up either.
And it's been, years since we've had that car, and I still have purple sparkles
yeah.
that
I
come
bet.
out.
Absolutely. Sparkles are no joke.
You cannot get rid of it. I've tried silly putty. I've tried clay. I've tried everything to try to get it up.
Uh-huh.
But the worst is when, Phil and I are used to it. Like,
Yeah.
okay, we're going to be sparkling.
Yeah, you have sparkles on everything you own. Yeah.
But we took it to the Chevy dealer for like that first checkup.
And they were cracking.
you go into the office and then, you see the guy with the keys kind of going towards your car
Yeah.
and you're like, oh my, like you're in
like-
slow-mo, kind of like, no.
Be careful.
And I saw him turn it and it was like,
Oh my gosh.
There should be like a warning sign in the car. Like,
I know. He got out of the car. He goes, "What? What the hell?" And
Oh
I'm
my
like,
gosh.
I'm so sorry. Yeah. You're the Jackass people, right? I'm like,
Don't you love being called that?
I know. Really, it's just like a oxymoron. Moron, I call it.
That's funny. Like, actually, that leads me into one of my first questions is that, like, when did you know that you were famous? Like, was there a moment, like a pinch me moment or a oh my God moment, or how did you?
You know, it was so strange because the kids started with the CKY videos.
Sure.
You
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
And they were always filming. I mean, Bam and Jess were always filming something, and Phil was always filming them because they were skaters at a really, really young age.
Right, right.
And Bam was short, so he looked even younger. So, I mean, here he is, this young kid.
Yeah.
Kind of like skating really well for his age, you know?
Right, right.
And he was pro at a really young age, too. So they were always filming, and then they put the CKY videos together, and we had like 3 showings a day
Yeah.
in our house, you know,
wow.
like of people we didn't even know from Westchester watching these videos and movies.
Yeah.
And then, of course, you know, Jackass came about from that with Big Brother magazine coming, and they kind of put the concept together to put like, hey, Bam's got a good idea. I think we should do a show maybe for MTV or Spike TV or something. And put it together with other people that are doing other things.
Right.
So when they told me that the name of the show was Jackass, I'm like, are you
I'm so
joking?
proud.
Like, wait a minute, I got to tell my mom and dad that I got them a show called Jackass. And they said, well, it was going to be Asshole, but they wouldn't let us do it. And I'm like, oh, well, that's not
Now
better.
that I never knew. That's
great.
I think Jackass was the way to go.
So yeah, that was crazy, and I didn't take it seriously. And even when they told Bill and I that we were both on the show, and I'm like, doing what?
Yeah.
And they're like, just being yourselves. I'm like, who wants to see that? And they're like, what you've always done for CKY is like how we want to incorporate you.
Right, right.
You know, we want you guys on the show because you're the whole reason this whole thing happened. And I'm like, oh. What? So I didn't take it seriously. And
Okay.
the first day they showed up to film Jackass the show. Mm-hmm. I clearly didn't take it seriously because my hair was up. I had my glasses on. I'm cooking for everybody. And they're filming me. I'm like, what are you doing? And they're like, we're filming you. And you're on the show. And I'm like,
Right.
oh, it's for real? Like,
Yeah. You became like America's mom though. Like I honestly like you were like my favorite part.
Yeah.
You and your husband, your
Totally.
band.
Thank you.
I just because it's just like you're so real because like
Yeah.
you're just oh my gosh.
we were just kind of doing what we were doing. And
yeah, that's what
and
I loved
think,
about it.
like, all of a sudden, you know, I figured this show would go on the air, you know, with MTV. And who's going to watch it?
Everybody.
All of us.
Like
Everybody.
everybody,
and their mother.
yes.
Yes.
Like 3 people, maybe?
no.
So all of a sudden, you know, after that had aired, because we were literally, even with Viva La Bam, we were filming that all like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. It gets sent to California. Saturday, it gets cut. Sunday, it's on the air.
And then you
wow.
start.
That's how
And then
fast
And
it
then the
was.
cycle
Yes.
starts again.
And
Wow.
then the cycle started again until we could, I guess, catch up or whatever. But yeah, you can't go grocery shopping. People are like,
Yeah.
dude, do you know who you are? I'm like, what? You know, like, huh?
What happens like if you weren't like let's say you wake up you have a cold and you need to stay in bed? Like do they leave you alone or do you just
Probably not.
Probably
That
not.
didn't happen, but I was still working because
Yeah.
I
So
had
you
a
were
hair
doing
salon.
hair. Yeah, I was saying you had a
Yeah.
salon.
I was a salon owner. I owned hair effects in Sheraton Valley Forge for
Yeah.
years, and
so you're doing
I
all
was
these
trying
things.
to. They were very nicely asking me for my schedule,
Yeah.
and I would give it to them, and they didn't care. Like, why did I even bother?
Yeah.
Right. Right.
You know, they're like, we need you all day Wednesday. I'm like, I work a 12-hour.
Yeah.
I'm booked solid.
Yeah. So how long did you do hair? How long was like on your salon?
I did hair for 34 years.
Okay.
And I did competition work all through the 80s.
Okay.
And then I went up to New York in 92 and I won the silver medal for best all-around hair. And then I just
I love it.
stopped competition. I figure that might not get better than that. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
You
just
hit the
I
peak.
concentrated on just running my salon with all my people and
Okay.
and
Wow.
stuff. And then when we did the show, it was just impossible. So I closed the store and I went over and worked with friends around the corner because I
Okay.
figured that takes a lot of heat off me. I don't have to do
Yeah.
payroll or any of this other stuff. So I just kind of worked, 4
Right.
days a week, and then maybe this will work because I figure our 15 minutes will be up really soon.
Okay. Okay.
And-
you're smart. See, you're
Yeah.
thinking.
Yeah, because I'm thinking I'm not
You're
going to quit
thinking
my job because
long
this is like what 15 minutes.
Yeah. And you've
So-
worked so hard in your career. It sounded like. From,
Yeah, and I mean, Phil was working too. I mean, he'd
Yeah.
been in the tuxedo business for years
Okay.
and then switched over when they closed that whole warehouse down. He
Mm-hmm.
went over to Acme just because he's like, hey, why not? They're opening it.
Right.
It's fine. So once we did the Jackass movie and then they announced that we were having, a show of our own, and I'm like,
Yeah.
What? Like what? Like what? You know, I'm like, I'm not even believing like how this is going. And they're like, yeah, it's going to be called BAM TV. And I'm like, okay.
You're like, this is very focused on.
So I'm like, what's this going to be?
Yeah.
And they said, it's going to be BAM, and he's going to do just his wild, crazy thing, and I'll have a budget. And I'm like, these are all not good things. So, BAM spray painted on our living room wall, BAM TV, and we did all the promo shots, and then we found out that we could not call it BAM TV because the Boston music has BAM.
TV.
And they didn't want that.
wow.
So
They changed
now
it.
we had to scrap all of that. and
Paint
I'm
over
like,
the.
dude, are you kidding? Like, so then it was like Viva La Bam, and I'm like, oh boy.
Yeah.
So we did one season of Viva La Bam, and I was still working. Phil was still trying to work. And then they came in and they said, we got something to tell you. And I'm like, okay, we're canceled, right? And they're like, no, you've been picked up for 2, 3, and 4 seasons. I'm like,
oh my
okay. I said, I'm done. Yeah. I'm done. I'm just going to work for another month. I'll say goodbye to all my clients. And I can't do this.
Yeah, that's
I'll
a lot.
pick it up when I pick it back up again. But, it went on from Viva La Bam and to Bam's Unholy Union into Ming Hags and Haggard and Jackass #2 and Jackass 3D. And we were on the move for
It was like
15
consistent.
years.
Wow.
Just
And I couldn't even
consistent.
tell anybody, hey, I'll be at your wedding. I don't know. Because they tell us, a car's picking you up, in the morning. I'm like, where are we going? And it's like, all right, are we going to the airport? No, you're going to New York. Oh, okay. What are we doing today? You're voicing over cartoon characters. I'm like,
That's
really?
good. Did you enjoy this?
Yeah.
It was
it
really good
Sure.
because it was all things I've never done before.
Right.
For
Right.
sure.
Right.
But, and the travel was good at times.
Yeah.
And I got to see all of Europe. that was wonderful. But not knowing where you're going, and I clearly found out that they don't give you the heads up. Like, on Friday, it's Wednesday.
Yeah.
You'll be, or no, it was Friday, and it was on Sunday, I think. Oh, you're doing red carpet VMAs. And I'm like,
I need to get a dress.
this
or
Sunday?
not- Yeah. Like,
And I'm like, what
I'm
do you
sure.
wear for that? And they're like, funky cool. I'm like,
Yeah.
dude. So, I'm running all over trying to find something. And, well, that first time was hilarious. But
So you had
gonna
no,
have to look.
for a show that was all about your family, you didn't have any control. Like you didn't have any,
No.
that uncertainty would make me bonkers.
Yeah.
it's so, so crazy because, I think the juxtaposition of it all was that I just lived this life that I just never saw coming. And
Sure.
Yeah.
even though we kind of kept it real, I honestly was putting in a load of wash, trying to clean up my house and making
Right.
dinner for Sean Penn later that afternoon. And they're like,
Crazy.
it's nuts.
Not too many people can say that.
It's crazy.
You seem very laid back though, like on this, like, because I always think, gosh, if my sons jump out of a closet to scare me, I won't talk to them for like days. I'm like, I can't stand when people scare me. So I think about the things that you were, and just being laid back about. Okay, now you're telling me you had to travel within 2 days' notice. Like,
So
are you as laid back as
right?
you
Well,
come
you
off?
learn how to get a little more laid back. I was always the one going, oh my God. And I've learned to stop doing that.
Just do the best you
and
can.
Phil was the one who initially, just always played with the kids. He
Right.
was always pranking the kids, holding,
So it's
waiting.
Phil's fault.
Yeah.
It is Phil's fault. And everybody's like, look, he's a victim. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So
Phil
and
bought
he-
the purple sparkle, and he's like, here, Bam.
Yeah.
Put this
Do with
in there.
This is what you do.
Yeah, so he always had fun with the kids. He's the greatest dad ever.
Yeah.
Really, just a fun-loving guy. And he's still that way. And if
Yeah.
you mention Elvis, you'll be his best friend forever.
Okay. Oh,
So
Elvis.
love Elvis.
We love
Yeah.
Elvis. Who doesn't love Elvis?
He may have to be our next guest.
Oh,
Yeah.
how fun.
Yeah, that's
okay.
great.
he is just he's just so crazy.
That's awesome.
But I have to say, the first year that I had my hair salon, you may find this crazy, or you might not think this is weird. I ask all my girls, like, what do you want for Christmas? Do you want a Christmas bonus? Do you want to go out to dinner? What do you want? We want a party at the hair salon, and let's get a psychic. And I'm like, oh, seriously?
Okay. You're like, okay.
I'm like, I don't know a psychic. And they're like, well, we know somebody. And I'm like, okay, whatever.
Yeah.
I'll book her, and then we'll have a... who wants a party at the hair salon? But they did.
Okay.
And so anyway, this woman came in, and I had like 12 people working for me. I'm like, you all go. I wasn't going to talk to her, you know.
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
you guys all have fun. That's fine.
Yeah.
And they're like, no, you're going first. So I remember taking like my wedding rings off and everything, and I'm
Yeah.
kind of sitting there like this, and I'm
Not
like,
giving any clue to
Yeah.
anything.
Sure.
I figure I'm not going to clue her in because she'll read my body language.
Yeah, right, exactly.
So she said, you have 3 boys. And she goes, oh, no. She goes, I'm wrong. You have 2 boys, but your husband's the biggest kid, and you're going to be left with the biggest kid. And I thought, well, that was pretty good.
Yeah.
Well, she went on to tell me, like, the craziest stuff that every single bit that I wrote down came true.
You're kidding.
See?
Every single wild, crazy thing she said to me, it wasn't like a normal thing.
Yeah.
She said, let me have your kids' birthdays. And so she wrote them down. I'm thinking, well, that's not really giving her a clue. And she goes, and I'm like, what? And she's like, oh my God. Both of your boys are going to be famous, like really famous.
Oh my
Like
gosh.
the one, I see like little wheels, like tiny wheels. And Bam was like 10, maybe 11.
Like she wouldn't know.
Wow.
about
no,
your
yeah,
talents.
nobody knew us
talents
at
of
all.
your
I mean,
boys.
my kids were like young teenagers.
Yeah.
And she goes, and the other one, okay, he's going to be really famous too. But okay, wait a minute. She goes, let me think this through. Wait. And she goes, wait, he's a musician. But okay, so they're going to do something together, and it's going to be, oh my God. She goes, you're going to be traveling everywhere. And she said, this is going to be huge. She goes, huge. And she goes, you're going to be mom to millions. And
Oh
I'm
my
like,
God.
what? I said, what? I'm like,
Wow.
oh, no, I'm done. I had to. And I was like, done. And she goes, no. She goes, write that down. You'll be mom to millions. And I'm like, okay, I'll write it down.
Yeah.
Mom to millions. I mean, she said so many things that even with family members and things that like every single bit, it was the craziest thing.
Did you save that paper?
In the world. I went and saw her again. She's an older person. Her
Okay.
name is Camille DeMarta.
Okay.
We'll have to meet
And I
her.
think that she's still over at like the Paris study on Valbert Road.
okay.
Yes, over by me.
She's like I said, she's an older lady, but I'm telling you, I've never in my whole life been like so floored by this person. And so I went on to a television show or something like that, and this was like years later, and they introduced me as Mom to Millions. And I constantly get Mom to Millions. It is the craziest
I have
thing.
goosebumps.
I
Isn't
know.
it
That is
crazy?
so wild.
Me too. I know when I was thinking about introing you, I was going to say like Westchester's mom, but I'm
Yeah.
like, you're really like America's mom.
Yeah.
You're,
It
one-
is
you're one of like
so-
America's famous moms.
Yeah.
It is so nutty nuts. I mean, I'm telling you, there's times when it works against you, and there's times when it works for you.
Right.
One time I had gone to Spain to meet Bam, and I took his girlfriend Nikki with me because I was going to drop her and then kind of come back on my own. So I was on my return trip, and I was in the Madrid airport, and I'm thinking, okay, it's late, and I'm not sleeping in the airport tonight because I have early morning flight. I'll get on a little bus and go make the round to the hotels and see who has a room.
Yeah.
So the first one, it's like, we have no rooms at all, and you're not going to find one because there's this big thing in town. And I'm thinking, no big deal. I'll get back on the bus. I'll stay the night in the airport. I've done that a couple times.
Right.
No biggie. And so the guy says, April? And I'm like, pardon me? And he says, April Margera? And I said, what? And he says, Jackass. And I'm like, I said, oh.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
me.
And he says, I have a room for you. And I said, what? You know who I am here? I'm like, and I'm not even with
you're
Phil.
international mom.
I'm like, get out
International
of
mom.
town. I couldn't believe it. And I thought, I'll take the broom closet the guy's going to give me.
Yeah.
Well, he gave me this room that was like so high tech that I couldn't work it hardly.
Yeah.
I mean, really, I got in there. I'm like, how do you turn the lights on?
Right.
And I mean, it's like all push button and digital. And this was like a couple years ago. And then how do I, like, all of it was so digital. I got in the shower. I was like, there's panels of buttons. I'm like, dude, what is this?
That is
It was
wow.
so funny.
That is
You're
awesome.
like, I have
That was the
arrived, and I
most
didn't even
blown
know I
away.
wanted to arrive.
That's
yeah.
But I'm like,
cool.
you know who I am, and I'm not with Phil.
Yeah.
Because Phil's always a giveaway.
Yeah.
Sure.
They know him.
Yeah.
I'm just
I
everybody
think you're
else.
so recognizable now.
I do too.
I
do
don't get
too.
it.
Do you feel like you can live like a regular life somewhat? Like a regular, I don't know what
Yeah,
regular life
to
really
a
is.
point.
But
I mean, there was a point when it was so insane.
yeah.
I mean, so insane. Like, we had gone to Oktoberfest and we were filming, but they never told us that the show was #1 in Germany. So that was
You didn't
very intense and
realize.
very scary. And
Wow.
there was a time on the Wildwood Boardwalk that we really thought we could take our grandkids and do the rides and stuff, and that got really intense. And I felt really bad because we shuffled the kids into like the back of a pizza parlor. We were in the kitchen hiding out, and they wanted to go on the rides, and we were like, "We're so sorry." And our grandkids all our lives, I'm like, why do people take pictures with you? They don't know you. And I'm like, so now our grandkids are much older. So Ava is 21.
Okay.
And Scarlett is 19. So they're both going to Temple.
Okay.
And
Amazing.
London's
Awesome.
17.
Billy girls.
And Juliet is 10. And, of course, Phoenix is 8.
okay.
So we're taking the 3 older ones next Friday, and we're going to go to the Jackass premiere. So
Oh my
I think
God,
they're
so
so
coolest
excited.
grandparents ever.
That's
I
so
know.
nice.
We're
That's
like,
so
oh my
nice.
God, we're so excited. I'm like, you'll like it.
So
It'll
now
be
you're
fun.
America's mom or
Mom.
grandmom. What do they call you?
Grandmom.
Mom, grandmom?
Nanny.
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 Well, now that they're all older, it's just Nan.
Nan.
Yeah.
I love it.
They don't
I
call you
love it.
Ape.
Well, once in a while they do.
They do. Oh my gosh.
So they always say, why does Bam always call you Ape? Or like, I said, because when he was a little kid, he was in the market and he was saying, Mommy, Mom, Mom. And there's a million moms answering.
Yeah.
He was like, Ape. So it's just a funny thing. When
I
he was a
love
kid.
that. I love Ape.
So going from all that history, what ended up launching you into Rose Hip Barn? Like, was something specific that inspired you, or?
Well, it was so funny because when we bought the house where we live now, which is the first season house, everybody thinks we moved out of there. I just said, this show is not coming here again.
Yeah.
Season 2, figure something out. Bam's
Yeah.
got to go buy his own house or
Yeah.
something. Because I don't have any doors. My kitchen is blue. I have
There's spray
ice
paint on your
skating
walls.
rink. I'm like, everything's shaky in here, and I've got like explosive marks in my bedroom.
Yeah.
I'm
Did
like,
you live in that house
It
while
was
all that stuff was
so
going on? Like,
crazy.
it's so. How
When
did
they
you-
took the front doors off and put like this, like just a plywood door that was like, a castle door. And I didn't have any garage doors. So we really couldn't go out and lock the house up because they ran them over. And they wanted to put like,
You and Phil are saints.
my whole Palladium window.
Really?
They wanted to put a wrecking ball. I'm like, no.
Oh my God.
No. I mean, it's October. It's freezing. No. No. I don't care about your show.
Oh
Yeah,
my
I don't
God.
care. Like, I've got a nice skating ring. I can't even make dinner
Yeah.
without dealing with this stuff,
I mean,
you know?
where is the Mom of Millions book? Because that's
Yes,
what we need.
I know. I really should, like,
Really,
You should.
like what we
Book
like
idea.
lived through, and like the rap reels we all saw, you all didn't, the stuff that didn't get used. And it's like, oh, why
Yeah.
didn't they all see that? Like,
Yeah.
that's really fun. You didn't see that.
I think there's another book in your.
So-
So wait,
There
so
is-
like Jen was saying, you opened a store, Rose Hip Barn, and you
Yes.
also wrote a cookbook.
Yeah, I wrote a cookbook.
So you have
many
two
years
things
ago.
happening here.
I actually wrote a second book. It's called Sleeping with One Eye Open.
Oh,
But
my genius.
I never published it. I did go up to New York. I talked, and it was just a busy,
love
busy
it.
time in my life, and I
Yeah.
couldn't do all the corrections. It's a big process. And
Yeah.
I have, the book loose bound like in my office, but I'm like, I just haven't gotten to it. It's more like
Sure.
funny short stories,
Okay.
like funny things that have happened to our family, not
Yeah.
necessarily Bam or Jess or anything. Even my dad, it's like he was a funny guy. You know?
Okay.
He didn't even try to be funny, but he's
Yeah.
just funny.
It's funny. Okay.
And my mom, hilarious, but both of them, are gone. But they were just so funny.
So you grew up in humor, and then now you've been
Yeah, my mom was the class
immersed in
clown
it.
of Ridley, I think. I mean, she was literally the class clown.
Oh, what
That's
fun.
great.
All right.
So did you grow up in? Where did you grow up? In
Garney Valley.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Okay.
Great.
Yeah, I
okay.
went to Garney Valley all my school years.
Okay.
Wow. All right.
So, and then when we, getting back to Rose Hip, when we moved into the house that we were in for first season, which was in 2001, there was always this barn like up the street from me. that
Yeah.
I loved it. Like I took pictures of it. I did
Yeah.
like some paintings of it. And only to find out that a guy that I had known in high school, he was younger than I was, he and his wife owned the house and the barn. And I said, hey, Jeff, if you ever want to sell that barn, let me know. I don't know why I said it. I just did.
You just loved it.
And so he was using it for an office, and it was like kind of a little vintage shop, but it didn't have any running water in it or anything, and there was no porch it needed a lot of work. So just one day I went up to like look through his daughter-in-law's like little vintage, in the bottom things, because she was going to, I think, close it. He says, "Do you want to buy the barn?" I said, "Yeah, I do." Mm-hmm. And I remember going home and Phil said, "Did you find anything up there?" And I'm like,
The whole thing.
Actually, I
found a barn.
I said, I bought the barn. And he goes, "Is it in the car?" And I said, "No, I actually bought the barn." And he said, "What?" I'm like, yeah, dude.
Yeah, we own a barn.
I just made that decision. He goes, "What are you going to do with it?" I'm like, "I don't know." He goes, "Are you going to do hair?" And I'm like, "No, I don't think so. I'll get back to my hand-painted furniture," which is, I had done since 80. And, I did that as a side thing.
Yeah.
Did a lot of festivals, Turk's Head Music Festival,
Oh, yeah.
The restaurant festival, all over the place, Cape May. And then I supplied a store in Lewis, Delaware with hand-painted seashore stuff for years. So I kind of did that like on the side.
Okay. And all your free time?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and a lot of the furniture that I had in the basement, for a long time at our other house where, our
First
house
house?
where the kids grew up, where we started like Jackass, I guess. They used a lot of the furniture. They did skits all the time.
Yeah.
So I remember one time they said, "Mom, are you using this desk?" I said, "Nah, I'm not going to do it." I said, it needs too much work. I said, "You can have it for your skit." And they're like, "Thanks." So I see them hauling it out of, the basement. And they're like, "Can we use your pickup truck real quick?" And I said, "Yeah, to get it up to Chris's? Sure. No problem. What are you doing, a skit up there?" And they're like, "Yeah." So then later I see the dailies and they tied, the desk upside down to the pickup truck and rode it all over town, dragging it behind my pickup truck.
How fun, though.
You always have to think,
These are stories. I don't think I've ever heard so many good
I don't
stories
think
in my life.
I've ever like told them actually.
You have
These
to
are
write a book.
great.
You have to.
Honestly, I hope you do write a book.
Yeah.
I know, it would have to be.
I know it's
like
a lot of
really
work though, and I
big-
want you to sip drinks on the beach too.
Yeah, you
know,
need to
right?
relax.
You do.
I know. I keep thinking I'll retire, but anyway, I did get Rose Hip Barn.
Okay.
I did decide to do, vintage emporium. So it has a
Okay.
little bit of everything. I do a lot of hand painted furniture still,
Okay.
but with the trends, it's more like maybe mid-century modern or
that's-
whatever. You just kind of have to go with what I find, and I find weird stuff.
Okay.
So I just put it in there, and I make it really cheap and fun, and it just keeps moving.
Okay.
And we have what I call an event schedule. So we're open 2 to 3 days a month.
Okay.
So
That's what I was going to ask you.
It
Yes.
takes all month to kind of get my act together.
Okay.
And then deliver everything that sold on the last one, bring in the new stuff, recover it, repaint it, style it, 8 rooms, get it
Wow.
together.
Yeah.
And I'm by myself,
Okay.
you know.
So it's a lot of work.
Do you
So
find it
it's a ton of work.
therapeutic?
At times, but
Yeah.
there's so much pressure that I can't even lay down because I'm rearranging rooms in my sleep.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, oh my God, that's gonna work. Or you'll do a whole room and then you come back the next day and I'm like, well, I hate this. And I'm gonna have to redo it.
I feel like that's the creative. You're obviously a creative
Yeah.
person. I feel like that's the creative mindset.
And I'm trying to let things go.
It's never
Right.
good enough. Yeah.
I try to go in and say, okay, that's fine. And then I'll do another room. I'm like, oh, I gotta get back there.
Oh,
I
yeah.
hate this. And I hate this, so I'm going to recover it. I'll just do it in 2 hours and it's done.
At 3 a.m.
Yeah, you don't want to sleep, do you?
You're an artist at heart.
Yeah,
I mean,
yes.
yeah.
Yes.
I have
So-
a compressor gun and
There,
I'm ready to go.
there needs to be, though, a purple sparkle inspired piece of furniture.
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh,
I
I'll buy it for my new
Based
house.
on that story.
I know, right? It's crazy. I could kill him for that. And I even said,
Purple's your favorite color, right?
it was.
Yeah.
I have to say, 'cause I feel like I don't know why, but that sticks out.
And
in my
he
mind.
likes purple very much.
Okay. It's a great
Bam is
color.
very much my kid.
Okay.
I mean,
Right.
there's so many things.
Yeah.
When I was pregnant with him, it was weird because with Jesse, I was pregnant and all I had to do was walk into a deli and like practically put my head in a pickle barrel and I would feel better.
Yeah.
I didn't even have to get anything. I just needed to smell a deli.
Yeah.
Like a hoagie would be good, but I mean the deli
pickle,
smell was good.
Yeah.
And Jesse loves that smell.
Okay.
With Bam, it was completely different because I was pregnant. Like I had my kids 13 months apart to the day.
Oh, wow. I didn't
It was
realize
like,
that.
I didn't realize how close.
dude, I was back at the hospital. They're like, you look familiar.
You're like, we just released
I had
you.
such a good time last year. I came back. But with Bam, I was like, all I wanted was beats. It
Yeah.
was the weirdest thing.
Isn't that funny?
The
how that works?
weirdest thing. And he loves beats. Even as a kid, he loves beats.
Okay.
Matter of fact, I just made like all my canned goods and
Yeah.
I did pickled beets.
Yeah.
And he came into town. He goes, are these people pickled beets? I said, he goes, can I have some? I'm like, yeah, take them off the shelf. And he's like, I ate the beets yesterday. And I'm
So
like,
the color.
so funny, like what you crave,
Yeah.
like your
funny.
kids will probably like.
Yeah,
if you
I'm
have
trying
kids,
to think
ask
back.
them.
I'm
You know,
trying to
I
think-
think that banana pancakes. It makes complete sense.
Oh, there you
My
go.
kids
They
love
will
them.
like what you kind of like
I
crave.
couldn't get enough.
Isn't that weird?
I
That's
couldn't
great.
get enough.
And so, does your child like
They
that?
both love them.
There
Yeah.
you go.
They love banana pancakes.
I
I never thought about that.
It's a scientific thing.
I have to investigate that with my
It
kids.
is. It's a whole
Yeah.
investigation.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's so
Do
cool.
your kids like what you craved?
Yeah. Oh my god, that's they do. So that's amazing.
Yeah, it's a thing.
I'm gonna need to ask my mom if she loved chocolate, ice cream,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
seltzers.
Ask her what.
Yes.
Ask her what she really
Yeah.
like craved.
Okay, that's so
Yeah,
interesting.
that's really interesting.
There's another book.
Yes.
Y'all can do it.
Yeah. Okay.
we can have America's favorite mom, and then we can have the other moms.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The other mom.
Pregnant things you really wanted and your kids like. Cravings.
So the name Rose Hip Barn, was
Yeah.
it inspired by anything specific, or?
It was so funny. My daughter-in-law at the time, Jesse's ex-wife, she's very creative, and you know, she has a really good eye. I mean, this girl can take a chicken coop and turn it into something fabulous. But
Right.
we just stood outside of the barn because she helped me in the beginning, and I was kind of going with, like we were looking at it, and we're like, Ivy Crown.
That's a nice name too.
How about like this? And she goes, it looks like Rose Hip Barn. I said, that's it.
That's a great name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is a great name.
So, because I wanted just the right thing. I didn't, you know, I'm very picky on names, except for my hair salon, which was the biggest mistake. I called it Hair FX with an F/X.
X.
Oh.
Very 90s.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, I think
Very
that works
90s.
for the 90s. Yeah.
I got Hair Fax, Hair Fix,
Oh.
Hair Fax.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was awful. Like a month in, I'm like, oh,
This is the wrong
How
one.
hard is it to change a name? I wanted to call it Curl Up and Die. And
I love that.
everybody's
I love
like,
That's a
I
great
think
name.
that's actually
so good.
That's
one of the
so
best.
good.
Now,
I
that,
know,
now that we're getting to know you, I feel like that would have been.
it would have been great, right?
Yes.
D-Y-E,
Because you're such a
die.
sense
Yes.
of humor
Oh,
that
my
it's.
goodness.
would
I
make
think
sense.
there's.
And everybody was like, nobody will get it. Well, nobody got Hair Effects. How about
Well,
that?
right.
Yeah. We get it.
I love it.
Yeah, Curl Up and Die. That would be fun.
Yes, it would be. I love it.
That's
Somebody
great.
should do that.
Yeah. Sorry. Thank you, everybody
Yeah.
out there that wants to take one from me. Go.
Right. We should trademark that
My
quickly.
hair, my hair days are done. I just do family.
There you go. So you've been in Chester County your whole life,
Yes.
for the most part.
For the most part.
Yeah.
I mean, I was a Delco girl,
Yeah.
like because I
Oh.
lived in what is now
We're
called
Delco
We're
girls.
Delco girls.
Garnet Valley.
Yeah.
And when we first were married, we were in our first apartment was in Broomall, and
Yeah.
then we were in like the Glen Olden area. So, and then of course Westchester.
I love it. I love it. Like we're Delco
Delco.
girls.
Havertown and
Havertown.
I played
Yeah.
Havertown baseball the year I got married. I played fast pitch for
you're
the
kidding.
women's league. Yeah.
See,
All right.
And
What can't
Havertown.
you do? What can't you do?
We were just a couple streets away.
We were.
Havertown,
Yeah.
I hate
Yeah.
paperwork. I told
Uh-huh.
Phil I'd rather build a house than do any paperwork. I hate it. Like
I hear
I'll be the jack of all trades, and I hate paperwork.
I hear.
So what keeps you here? I mean, you obviously have had this incredible life. You have a great story. Why stay in Chester County? Why not go New York, LA, somewhere off the map to get away from,
Hawaii.
What just
Well-
keeps you here?
I mean, I don't want to go off on too many. I mean, it sounds a little crazy for what that I'm telling you, but it's all true, but it's crazy. And I'll just kind of back you up a little bit. And I'll just tell you a really fast story. I'm going to abridge it really fast. When I first met Phil, our first date was because I met this guy. I met him in Westchester. He was an older man, and he wanted me to get on cable television commercials. He wanted me to be a model for cable television commercials. I had never heard of cable. Okay, it was 1975 or 74. I never heard of cable television. We had 5 channels. So this sounded like a whole bunch of crap to me.
Okay.
So he told me that he had commercials for me. One of them was an underwear commercial. I said, my dad will never let me do that. I passed on the whole thing. 1980, I'm doing hair in King of Prussia. I cut this man's hair. I don't want to say his name. But anyway, he said, listen, I'm going to offer you a job. And he said, but you'd have to come to New York. And he says, it's a VJ job on a new channel called MTV. And I said, he says, you know the music, you have the look, you have everything that we want. It's a VJ job. I said, look, I just bought a house in Westchester and I have a 1 and 2 year old. I said, so I don't, like, what does this entail? And he says, well, it's basically running like a radio station, only it's a video music channel.
Yeah.
And man, I struggled with that for 3 weeks and talked to Phil about it. And I called Denton and I said, look, thank you so much for the opportunity, but I can't move to New York. I can't be on the road. I can't do all this stuff with 2 little kids. Like, it's too much. It's not the right time.
Right.
So it's so funny that later I was on cable television on MTV.
Right.
It was in the
Only I was much older and much heavier.
It was in the cards for you.
I was waiting for this opportunity.
Yes.
Sorry.
It was so crazy. But I did talk to Mark Goodman when we were hosting this VH1 Rock Awards out in Vegas.
Yeah.
We were in a room together, and I said, you're going to find this funny, but I was offered the job of VJ in 1980.
Oh my
81.
gosh, that's
And he says,
incredible.
who did you talk to? And I told him the name of the universe. That's who hired me.
Because he's like a legend.
But I cut his hair for like ever, and
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I mean, I knew he worked in New York, but
Yeah.
so did a lot of people. Who cares?
Okay.
And we just talked a lot about music and all kinds of stuff. And he just
Like,
at the
stardom,
time
You
I
were
knew.
destined. Yeah,
Like,
you were
stardom
destined.
was
It was just
chasing
kind of
you.
weird. But anyway,
Right.
I didn't want to get off on that.
Very
little joke.
cool story.
But so
though.
basically, though, you had opportunities to leave Westchester many
you just-
times over.
yeah,
and
but
you're-
love us.
It's pulling you back.
Is it because you love it here?
I can honestly tell anybody who is listening to this or watching this, if you haven't traveled the world, if you haven't gone too many places out of Westchester, I can tell you that I've been a lot of places that, I mean, all around the world that I never thought I would be. And I still come back here because this is the most beautiful place ever.
It is.
Agree.
Beautiful.
And
We
I
love it.
know our crew, our Viva La Bam crew of like 48, all California, mostly,
Yeah.
some Florida. Several moved here because they loved it so much. They thought this was Mecca
Yeah.
because it's so green, it's so lush.
Yep.
They love how it's not like one strip shopping center after another. It's
Yeah.
very unique stores. And Westchester has been a lot of things over the years. Like in the early 70s, it needed a makeover. It was a little run down. It had, the Quaker restaurant, which was like a mom and pop place, but it was a little run down.
Yeah.
That's where I met that cable guy. It was a little bit run down, and then it really started to kind of come up in like the mid '80s. Our family personally kept Fairman's in business for
Yeah.
many years.
Yeah.
I tell Dave all the time, "You're welcome."
Yeah. Yeah.
And and I never knew whether our show or Jackass would put Westchester on the map favorably or not. But we did get a call from we got a call from the university, and they said the year that Viva La Bam went on, the attendance
more
was up 30%.
I have no doubt. I have no doubt.
I love it.
You
It's
did.
like a town. It's not a city. It's a town.
Right.
But then if you're near lots of cities.
Yeah.
Right.
But it just has such a nice, you feel you can walk down the street. There's great
Yes.
restaurants, great shops. Like you said,
And
unique
it's fabulous now. I mean, there
I
was
love
a
it.
lot of great shops, especially on Gay Street. When you first went in, there was a little place that I used to go to. It was called Second Act. And it was like a thrift store, but they got, high-end stuff, and they sold it for like $2. I mean,
Yeah.
I got like 4-carat and diamond faceted garnet earrings that, years later I sold for hundreds of dollars. I bought for $2.
Yeah.
It was amazing. And the girl that ran it was fabulous. She was great. There was a lot of like little walking places that you could always go.
Right.
Ever changing. The Women's Exchange is still there.
Yeah.
If you haven't been there, go, because it's really kind of cool. It's on Church Street, and
Yep.
it's like a neat little, gem that if you don't know about that.
I feel like Westchester, that's a perfect, it has so many gems.
I
Gems.
saw that evolution. But I came here in 91. Wait, was it 91? I think it was 91 that I
Okay.
came here. And I saw that evolution. There
Yeah.
was like one bar, like Rosie O'Grady's, the restaurant and bar.
Right.
And DK
And
Diner.
Jitters.
And Jitters, of course. Of course. The Square Bar, too.
Yeah, Square Bar.
But, and I did.
And
I
Jake's.
saw that
Everybody goes to
evolution.
Jake's.
And when the shows came out and all those things, like I saw that evolution happen like right before my eyes. It was incredible.
It really did
It really
put
was.
Westchester on the map. I mean, we did kind of like a whole Viva La Bam Christmas parade that
Yeah.
year. And, I mean, it was great because you could travel. And if people say, where are you from? And it's like Westchester, they'd say, oh, New York. It's like,
Yeah.
now they say, oh, Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
and Fairman's, I would agree. I mean, like, because skateboarding, like, well, wasn't like as popular,
Right.
where we grew up.
No.
10 miles down the road,
Right.
But
It wasn't at all. I mean,
Totally.
actually, the school, which I won't mention, that Bam went to, it's a Westchester area school. They did not support his skateboarding at all. Matter of fact, they told him, "We'll see you in the Burger King drive-thru."
Okay.
That's what they told him.
Well, I hope he's laughing.
I know.
yeah,
Well, it's crazy because that I think it drove him more. They kind of picked on him more because he would come back from like a Tampa pro contest in time to take his finals, and they would just like they hauled him into the police station and everything else over a yellow plastic water gun.
Yeah.
And that's the last year of 11th grade. He said, "Mom, I'm just wasting my time here." And they're like pulling me in for every infraction. I mean, really, a Dorito chip incident. Really, give me a break. And so, I always said, promise me you'll finish high school. I don't care. And
How you
I
do it,
had to
just do
agree
it.
with them. They were kind of jerking him around. Then that's a whole big thing.
Yeah.
And so I said, okay, you're going to study for your GED your whole senior year. Get your GED, which you did, pass
Good
with
for him.
flying colors. And I think because the school never really supported his decision because nobody knew what skateboarding was. But
And
just
now
because
it's
you
huge.
don't know
it's
it,
huge.
Right.
like if your kid wants to go to clown college,
Yeah.
like you need to support some decisions
Yep.
here.
Yes.
Because not everybody's going to be an accountant and a lawyer.
Yeah,
Right.
So
I
you
totally
need to-
agree. That's
you
like
need
great
to figure
advice.
it out. So I know one year I was always trying to get Bam some weird ass thing for Christmas that would be like, wow, that's something different, It was always my mission in December to just shut him down. So
Yeah.
one year I got a DeLorean, but I got it at an auction,
Yeah.
which was funny because I had, well, that's a whole story. And then another one was, the Arthur car that everybody sees around town. I got that on a freezing cold night on, down in Conchester and froze my ass off driving that thing.
What a mom.
So on the next year, I was like, what can we do that would be like kind of fun for Bam because he doesn't really need anything.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm going to go over to the school. I went over to school. I'm like, we want to start a scholarship for the kid who doesn't want to do anything. And it's called the April Margera Scholarship. And they're like, well, you're going to have to fill out all this paperwork. You're going to have to do all this. Blah, blah, blah. I mean, it was just like a whole thing. And I'm like, good grief. You're making this really hard. But Bam really loved that. And he loved handing out that scholarship.
I didn't know
That's
anything
really
about
cool.
that.
I
That
didn't
sounds
either.
amazing.
Neither did
Yeah,
And I also
we
think
haven't
skateboarding-
done it. I mean, we did it for 3 years.
Yeah.
They just made it so
Well, I think skateboarding's come because of Bam and a lot of. I mean, my brother, we loved skateboarding growing up. We used to.
funny.
My parents' friends owned a skate shop in Delaware. We would go to the skate shows and stuff. It was really cool. So I always
Where was the shop in Delaware?
it was owned by Joe Hirschman. It was called Henry's Joe's.
Okay. Because I mean,
I saw Tony Hawk skate there one time when I was a little girl.
Who knew Steph was a little
crazy.
skater
I
girl?
know. I know, but he's like iconic.
Yeah, well,
It-
yeah.
It was Henry's, I think
He
it was
is
called.
the nicest, nicest man. Like he's the nicest.
But I'm way old. I'm 50 years old, so you have to figure. I'm
is
like Tony. Yeah.
Tony is
So
too.
he was 13 at the time. So now you have an idea. So that was a long.
yeah,
They probably closed before Bam
right.
really was. But
Well, we got their first skateboards in Ocean City, Maryland.
Yeah.
On an Easter Sunday, and they were like
hooked.
6 and 7.
That's amazing.
Yeah, and I thought, boy, we're making a mistake. They'll never use these things again. This was a fortune. But they
My
never
little
got
guy
off
loves
of 'em.
skateboarding.
Yeah.
He's got a board, and he's just goes. I mean, he just goes in the driveway, or I take him over to the skate park.
Yeah. Yeah, the Wawa skate park's
Yeah,
pretty
so
cool.
it's
My
pretty
husband
cool.
was a big skateboarder.
Sure.
He still tries to now he uses
But
an
I think
electric
it's great.
skateboard. But my kids got their skateboards at Fairman's when,
Yeah.
back in the day. So
It's
it's
awesome.
interesting. It's definitely.
So I have one last question that was on my list. So I don't have kids. I have a very calm life, and I
Oh wow.
mentally, no, but I'm like
I don't know what
mentally.
that's like.
No, but I'm like still mentally like
I lived through day.
crazed all the time. So as a mom, one, boys, two, and then this whole life that comes with it. Like, how do you take care of your own well-being? Like, how do you make sure that you're feeling
Self-care.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's your
Well, that's a very good question. Because as you know, if you have boys, you don't have just your boys, you have the neighborhood boys.
Yep.
I had
Yeah.
8 boys at
You
all
had a lot of-
time
lot of
in
them.
my house. I mean, they all grew up at my house pretty much. And I would say, go home, and they would for 15 minutes and come back. So, I mean, Ryan Dunn and, all, all those guys,
They're your boys.
Chris Rabb, I mean, all of them were in my house all the time.
Wow.
And so you take on all of that, which is a good thing. Sometimes, for me, there were days, especially with like filming or whatever. I mean, there's one thing when your kids are little, and I did work, and I mean, I had great friends at work. I mean, I got to get dressed up and kind of work at like a high end, hair salon. So I had that and normal people to talk to.
Yes.
I guess normal.
right?
Yeah.
So I did have that. So I wasn't like a 24-hour a day mom. I mean, Phil was Mr. Mom for a summer because he was in between jobs. And I said, you know what? I'll work full time. You take the kids. And I don't know whether that was a good thing because he's like, oh,
He's a big kid too.
you want to rent a U-Haul and we'll go drive all over and skate in the U-Haul? Okay.
Yeah.
That's
that
great.
guy.
No.
So, I mean, I was a little afraid of that. But I think sometimes for moms that are overwhelmed, sometimes if you just get in your car, like, because Calgon's not going to take you away.
Right.
The kids are going
It's
to
not,
knock
but I
on the
wish it
door,
did.
and they're going to send notes under the door while you're there.
Yes.
That will bother you anyway. No, sometimes you just have to get in the car. And for me, it was always driving like Route 100, Chad's Ford.
Yeah.
I would just drive like near Lenape and just like decompress.
Okay.
And,
Yeah.
and calm down. And then came back and I was like the new mom.
Refreshed.
That's great.
Okay.
Sometimes you just have to do that or just go out with a friend. And if you don't have a friend who's available, just go out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
and
pop a
just-
Zoloft and then pray for the best. But,
I mean, I never did any of that. I mean,
Yeah.
it wasn't even like an option in
Yeah.
my mind. But
Yeah.
I mean, I just, maybe I'll just go get like a coffee or something in Centerville or
just
Yeah.
as like a calm.
and just calm down and then come back and like re-enter.
Okay, I like that.
For me, I mean, it was always like, I would get up, clean the whole house, and then the boys wanted to film, and they would throw, there's flour all over because they're antiquing people, and I'm like,
I love it.
I just need to kill
You're
somebody.
antique people. This is fabulous.
well-
But you have to like take care of yourself
Yep.
and just
Yeah.
try to do the best you can, and and believe me, it'll come and go, and the kids will grow up faster than you could ever imagine. I mean, and then you have grandkids, and then they're wild,
Yeah. A whole other set of
And so
fun.
now, I'm always saying to my granddaughters, always be safe.
Yeah.
If you're going to the bar,
Yeah.
Yeah.
so there's somebody, it's a whole different conversation.
Right.
And girls are different than boys for sure.
Right.
But I could manipulate boys a little bit more for some reason.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Well,
Okay.
this has been
This is so fun.
honestly. I mean,
Yeah,
we
it's
could
so
probably
fun.
talk to you for a lot longer, but we will let you go drive in your car and have
Yeah,
to
drive in my
Go to
car.
Lenape.
But we
I
just.
lo-
Oh, do you want to
I
say
was just
something?
like, I love the fact that, like, with all the success that you've had in your life, you keep it so real.
Oh, my
and
gosh.
down to earth. And that's so cool
Well,
to see
yeah.
and
Wait,
so
because
inspiring.
at the end of the day, no matter what you do or whether you're on television or you're not, I mean, you always have to like stay true to who you are because let me tell you, I've been out in the Hollywood. I've gone to the parties and I see the network working. It's disgusting. And it's like people are nice to people who think that they can
Get them-
further the
Get you-
career.
yeah.
And if
Right.
you can't, they're not talking to
Yeah,
you.
that's
I'm sorry, I'm
shitty.
not that person. And I've always told both of my boys and my grandkids, keep it real. Like always keep it real.
Yeah.
Be yourself.
Always be. There's things that we need to remember here, and this is for everybody in town and around the world. You can get the best education in the whole wide world. You can be the best, online TikToker or whatever. Always be kind to people.
Yes.
And always
Yes.
do nice things for people.
Oh,
Open a
You'll
door
never
for
regret
somebody.
it.
If there's an older lady who can't get her grocery store car, help her. I mean, honestly, if you just do nice things, you'll feel better about yourself all the time. And you just need to feel grounded. And I said, Bam, do not buy into the Hollywood machine, which he did for a while, and it's very hard.
course.
Listen,
I mean, why not?
there's been
I probably would have
plenty
too.
of times that I've, Phil and I have been bought a whole tray of shots. We don't do shots. You know what I mean?
Right.
I mean, I've been roofied. I mean, I've been through all of it, and I see how it is. It's a big, nasty machine out there, and now it's kind of like everywhere. But just stay true to who you are. Just if you want to teach your kids anything, get them off their phones for a while. Let them go out and play, and talk to real people, and just be nice. Just be a nice person.
Well, I love this. And I would end on that note, but we love to ask a couple quick fire, just like fun questions.
Yes,
and I would love to find out a couple
No,
fun
I don't wear a
facts about
bikini.
you.
All right, next.
Oh, sorry.
I don't really either
Next.
anymore. But we like, just very light questions. So my question to you is, what is your favorite food? Ooh. Or something you love? Because one favorite can be tough.
Yeah, I like so many bad things.
Me too. Who doesn't? Let us know.
I have to say, probably like my mother's cheesecake. She used to make this cheesecake that was like unbelievable. I mean, she actually sold it at Wolf's Apple House because it was so good.
Oh.
But yeah,
love a good
her
cheesecake.
cheesecake was really good. Or Phil loves my meatballs, and they're pretty good. So I'll say
You're
that.
speaking my language.
I know.
All right.
So,
We're gonna have to come over.
Jen,
come over.
Jen, what you got?
Yeah.
Okay, if you could be anything, like professionally, like what would it be? The things you've done, or something different, or
An
things that you
MTV
want?
VJ.
Yes!
No, I'm
We're
kidding.
getting there. We'll get you
Bring
there.
that circle.
We
I
need
mean, I
videos
think,
back on MTV.
Yeah, I mean, I think I've done a lot. I think maybe more of a professional artist.
Okay.
I always wanted to go to art school, but I never thought that I was that good. So I mean, I paint on furniture and I make my way through it. But a fine artist, no.
Okay.
So, or maybe a singer. That'd be fun.
Oh, yeah, I like that.
You want to bout out a little tune right now, or you got anything you want to say?
Cheesesteak or hoagie?
Damn, that's hard. It's got to be a split.
Okay.
It's got to be the
Really?
cheesesteak hoagie split.
Like,
Do you have a
get one and
cheesesteak
you
hoagie
each eat
plate?
half of like,
Yep.
I
Is
love
there a
that.
favorite
Even though I
place?
can't even. Okay, so Di Costanza's in Linwood.
Okay.
I don't know it.
The best hoagie you'll ever have.
All right.
Okay. What about
Really?
cheesesteak?
And the cheesesteak's great
Same,
too.
same, okay.
I'm telling you, it's on Market Street. Phil always swore by it, and I'm like, "What's the big deal? Hoagie's a hoagie." And he's like,
No.
"Are you kidding?" And I'm
Yeah.
like, "Who cares?" Well, their hoagie's so good. It's different from it. I mean, there's so many. There's like Mike's. There's
Yep.
oh my God, Mike and Emma's down on I think Chester Pike. They're really good too.
Okay.
I mean, there's a lot of great places, and Lorenzo's, they're good too.
Yeah.
I mean, there's just a bunch of really good
I
places.
know what I'm having for dinner.
Right?
Yeah, but I'm telling you, make
Yeah.
sure you hit Di Costanza's.
My husband's going to be all over it now that
Yeah.
he hears that.
Sounds
Yeah, you'll be
amazing.
really happy. It's a big hoagie,
great.
but it's very good. Yeah, you could share it with a lot of people.
Well, anything else, girls?
No.
I mean,
This was
'cause
so fun.
We have a million questions.
Yeah,
but
me too, but
we'll,
this was
we'll
so
end it
fun.
here. I hope can you come back sometime?
Sure.
We want to
We
come into the
love you.
store too.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
We
we're
wanna
going to come
come.
shop.
Yeah.
Yeah, come to the store.
Yes.
We
So
would
we're
love
open
to.
again on July 4th from 9 to 12 because the parade's in town. And
Okay.
you wouldn't think that we'd be that busy. I open
bet.
because I figured maybe people need a bathroom, you know?
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
They're waiting for the parade's hot.
And then
Look at
that's
you.
a great
So
business.
But
so nice.
we are very busy that day.
Okay.
But then we're open July 10th and 11th.
Okay.
I'm gonna write
Which
this
is a
down.
Friday and Saturday, and we're here 10 to 5. We do have a
Okay.
tea shop with an expert tea sommelier. She's the best.
Really?
She makes her own blends.
Yeah.
It's fabulous.
Okay.
Yeah, so you can have a pot of tea and a scone anywhere
Oh,
in the store.
Okay.
All right. Well, we're
And we have
coming
a whole
in.
back patio that's
Okay.
out in the orchard, and we
nice.
just have a whole lot of crazy stuff.
I
love
well,
it.
any excuse to see you because we
Yes.
love you.
Yes.
And we
Awesome.
thank you so much. And we
Thank
thank
you.
everyone for
Thanks
listening.
for having me.
Yes.
And
so-
everyone have a wonderful
And come
wonderful day.
to Westchester and Rosehip Barn.
Yes,
Yes,
absolutely.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You know.